Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. For Duggar family latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Anna Duggar might be moving into a new home while her husband is in prison. In 2022, Josh Duggar was sentenced to about 12 and a half years in prison for receiving child pornography. The 19 kids and counting alum is expected to be released from prison in October 2032. Meanwhile, his wife, Anna, and her 7 children have been living with Josh's parents, Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar. But that might change soon, as reports indicate that Anna might be preparing to relocate. Josh reportedly didn't want his wife to move away from his family. Anna, 36, shares daughters 15-year-old Mackenzie, 9-year-old Meredith, 5-year-old Mariella, and 3-year-old Madison and sons 13-year-old Michael, 11-year-old Marcus, and 7-year-old Mason, and with Josh, who is 37. She and her kids have been living with Josh's parents, even though she reportedly wanted to move to Texas to be closer to him, In Touch reported. According to the publication, Josh didn't want Anna to move away from his parents because he was worried that she might feel compelled to leave him. He thinks it will create too much of a disconnection for her and his kids, an insider previously told In Touch. Jim Bob recently purchased a house in Arkansas. On April 23, In Touch reported that Jim Bob recently bought a home for around $1 million. It's conveniently located just minutes from Jim Bob and Michelle's compound, one source claimed. Rumor has it that the house is for Anna and her kids. That way, she'd still be close to Josh's parents. The home has 6 bedrooms and multiple lavish features. The 6,318 square foot property is in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Who the house is for has not been confirmed, but with 6 bedrooms and 4.5 bathrooms, the home seems to be an appropriate size for Anna's family. Per In Touch, it also features walk-in closets and a whirlpool bathtub. Anna has reportedly been earning money through a controversial job. With her husband in prison, Anna has reportedly been working as a dog breeder to earn money for her family. In December 2024, the U.S. Sun reported that Anna breeds golden retrievers. The publication also reported that Anna continues to visit her husband in prison. Ahead of Josh's sentencing, Anna supported him. Even though Josh was found guilty of receiving child sex abuse material, Anna expressed support for her husband, writing a letter to the judge in which she described Josh as a kind, loving, supportive, and caring father and husband. Josh's cousin, Amy Duggar King, wrote an open letter to Anna, urging her to consider divorce. If no one else in your life is saying it, I need you to understand that there is no shame in divorcing, Josh, Amy wrote in 2022. She added Josh has chosen how history will remember him. By staying and supporting him, you're allowing him to choose that for you too. And I know standing up to all of this seems impossible now, but as a mama, your instinct to protect your kids always has to be stronger than your fear. Joy Anna Duggar appears to shade mom Michelle for not effectively raising her 19 kids. After watching Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar raise 19 children on 19 kids and counting on, many fans have been wondering which of their children, if any, will follow in their footsteps and have an oversized family of their own. Now we know that Joy Anna Duggar won't be one of them. And is it just us? Or did she just take a swipe at her parents in her Instagram stories for having so many kids? Joy talked about her future family plans this week. During an Instagram Q&A with fans, one of her followers asked her if she had any desire to have 19 kids like her parents did. And for Joy, it seems to be a resounding no, not 19, she wrote. I want to be able to effectively and intentionally raise for my kids for Jesus, so whatever number that is for us, maybe 4 or 5. Now that Joy is a mom to 3 children, Gideon, Evelyn, and Gunnar, that would mean she's only going to have 1 or 2 more kids before her family with husband Austin Forsyth is complete. That's a big family in general, but not big at all compared to the environment she grew up in. Duggar critics seem to believe this was a dig at Michelle. Though Duggar critics on Reddit typically aren't big fans of the family's parenting choices, this time they're supportive of Joy deciding against having kids in the double digits. And no one seems too surprised she wouldn't want her children to have an upbringing like her own. It must hit like a truck to see her own kids get to the age where they would have started having buddies in her childhood home. It's honestly remarkable to me that all of the older girls speak so highly of Michelle, one commenter shared. Another person wrote she likely remembers the days before the TLC money came in. 19 children for anyone is not healthy and does not benefit the family. She also addressed her decision to wear pants. Another follower asked Joy about how she decided to wear pants after she and her sister were raised to only wear dresses in the name of modesty. According to her, it was a long and thoughtful decision. It might sound crazy to some of you, but we did put a lot of prayer into our decision, for a couple of years because I had never worn pants before too. My husband and I were both taught that pants were immodest, she wrote, adding that she used the Bible to help make the choice. My decision wasn't one of rebellion against the way I was raised, and I don't have any bitterness because I wore skirts my whole childhood. It never held me back from doing what I wanted to do, she continued. But genuinely, I think modesty is an issue of the heart. Why do you dress the way you dress? Joy isn't the only Duggar who has made comments like this about the way she was raised. More than one of Joy's siblings has chosen to raise their own children in a very different way from how their parents approached it, but no one has been more outspoken than her big sister, Jill. In her memoir, Counting the Cost, Jill opened up about looking back on her childhood as an adult who has walked away from the family's very conservative religion, the Institute in Basic Life Principles. Only now can I look back and see things clearly, like the way IVLP fostered a culture of manipulation and abuse, the fact that Pops eventually put the show above his children, or the toll it took on my own mental health, she wrote. Jill Duggar has been a significant cast member from Duggar News shows 19 Kids and Counting on. She was, unfortunately, one of the victims of Josh Duggar and had a traumatic childhood. TLC had to cancel the show when his heinous crimes came into the limelight. First, it was molesting minors as a teenager, including his family members, and then possessing CSAM on his device. But throughout this, Jill has stood for what was right. She spoke up against her felon brother and also held her parents accountable for practicing toxic IVLP norms. Amidst all this, the star had to face a devastating blow last year because of her stillbirth. It turns out she is given yet another pregnancy-related update. However, it is not something positive but rather concerning. So what is it? Duggar News, Jill Duggar getting over her stillbirth trauma little by little. Last year, Jill Duggar and her husband Derek Dillard were supposed to welcome the first girl in their family, baby Isla. However, the former must be in her second trimester when she found out about the little one's stillbirth. It was honestly one of the most painful experiences of her life. She also hosted a funeral at her Arkansas home and invited her family to mourn the little angel's passing. Since then, Jill has often used her social media to share many things. She also commemorated the little one's 6-month anniversary since she passed. Apart from that, there have been several other posts where the mother has talked about inching towards normalcy while living with this loss. While most have been concerned, others find it healthy that she has been finding ways to cope with it by sharing her experiences. Duggar News, Jill Duggar opens up about compromised health, high-risk pregnancy. Jill Duggar has become a popular social media celebrity. Despite TLC canceling the Duggar News family shows, they have a good social media presence. Some also use their influencer abilities to make a living, and Jill is one of them. So she is used to informing her viewers about every major to minor detail from her life. During an Ask Anything session, someone wanted to ask an important question. They asked if Jill and her husband Derek were comfortable with having only sons in the family. The fan wondered if they would ever try for a daughter. Well, it turns out the Duggar celeb recounted the time she had to lose her daughter, Isla Marie Dillard, to stillbirth. But that's not all. She said she and her husband Derek were not trying for kids at the moment. She then revealed a massive yet concerning update. It turns out Jill faces a high pregnancy risk. She said her pregnancies and deliveries are very difficult. Hence, the couple would have to consider a lot before welcoming a new family member into their lives. However, Jill didn't reveal the technicalities of why she had a chance of her pregnancies being high risk. It must be a sensitive topic for her after the devastating stillbirth tragedy. Nevertheless, lots of fans and well-wishers sent strength and prayers her way through the comment section and other social media posts. Keep an eye on TV season and spoilers for more Duggar news updates. In June 2014, Jill and Derek got married after announcing their courtship in March of that year. Jill Duggar Dillard and Derek Dillard are celebrating a milestone anniversary with a string of celebrations. On Thursday, August 1, the 19 Kids and Counting alum and her husband Derek gave fans an update on how the couple were continuing their ongoing anniversary celebration in Brandon, Missouri. Alongside a video montage of the two exploring Silver Dollar City amusement parks and local cavern wonders, Jill 33 shared how the duo were spending their time. Part 3 of our 10-year anniversary getaway in Branson, MO, she began in her caption. We circled back to Silver Dollar City to hit up all the great food we missed the day before I had gotten super motion sick. We visited shops we don't always get to stop at when the kiddos are with us. And we finally got to ride the newest ride #firing the hole. The former reality star revealed that she and Derek, 35, then headed to the Steel Creek campground, where they floated down a river in tubes. The two finally rounded out their day by stopping to grab some delicious takeout Indian cuisine. We couldn't have been more grateful for this time away together as a couple, she concluded. In June 2014, Jill and Derek got married after announcing their courtship in March of that year. They are now parents to sons Israel David, 9, Samuel Scott, 6, and Frederick Freddie Michael, 21 months. Since celebrating the anniversary with a getaway to Branson last month, the duo have been sharing how they marked the occasion with a series of videos shared to Instagram. In posts marked Part 2 and Part 1 of their 10-year anniversary trip, Jill shared how special their stay was in the area. Jinger Duggar reflects on a difficult time for her family after Josh's arrest. But as the Duggar family's profile grew and Jinger got older, she began to question some of what she had been taught. That intensified when her family faced scrutiny when Josh's abuse of several of his siblings when he was a teen was revealed, and later when he was arrested on child pornography charges in April 2021. It was not until later on, when we were walking through a lot of difficulties publicly, where one of my brothers made decisions that were very, very bad, and that landed him in prison, Jinger explained. In that time, I realized people are looking at this as Christianity, but this is not what the gospel is about. Somebody needs to speak up. People were saying, if this is Christianity, I want nothing to do with it, she added. At that point, it became a matter of not allowing myself to remain silent. Jinger went on to write a book, Becoming Free Indeed, about how she came to reject the IVLP principles under which she was raised and adopt a new attitude about her Christian faith. Jinger Duggar says she hasn't spoken to Josh in years since Josh's arrest. Jinger has generally remained quiet about her brother's crimes. But after he was convicted on multiple child pornography charges in December 2021, she and her husband Jeremy Volo did issue a statement. We are saddened for the victims of horrific child abuse. We are also saddened for Josh's family, his wife, and precious children, they wrote on Instagram. Josh claims to be a Christian. We are thankful to God for exposing Josh's actions and to a legal system committed to protecting the innocent and punishing the guilty in this case. "We are grateful for justice," they added. In a 2023 interview with Tamron Hall via YouTube, she said she hadn't spoken to Josh in years and that she did not believe he had truly changed. Josh is currently serving a 12-and-a-half-year sentence at a federal prison in Texas. He is scheduled for release in October 2032. Duggar makes rare comment about felon brother Josh Duggar. Very bad decisions. Duggar made a rare public comment about her incarcerated brother Josh Duggar during a recent podcast appearance. The Counting on alum was a guest on the February 27 episode of the Deep End with Lecrae podcast. She opened up about growing up in a family that followed the tenets of the Ultra-Conservative Institute in Basic Life Principles, IBLP. She also spoke about how she began to reevaluate those beliefs when Josh was arrested for possessing material depicting child sexual abuse. During her chat with host Grammy winner Lecrae Moore, Duggar discussed filming her family's TLC reality show 19 Kids and Counting, and how her parents viewed the show as an opportunity to spread their religious beliefs to a wider audience. "We held to this teacher as a prophet sent from God," she explained, referencing disgraced IBLP leader Bill Gothard and the cult-like environment in which she was raised. Gothard's rules were incredibly strict and designed to give parents clear guidelines for protecting and isolating their children from what he saw as negative outside influences. So the girls would wear skirts only, not listen to any music with drums. You couldn't work outside the house if you were a woman, she explained.